Hey, you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Leah Lake. For those of you who are new, I teach women how to recognize emotionally healthy, empowered men so that they can quickly attract the right one. And when I say quickly, I don't necessarily mean it's always quick, but it is the quickest way because once you understand what to look for, once you know what the red flags are, then you no longer get pulled over into the slow lane. You stay in the fast lane, and it's actually the fast lane is where there's much less heartbreak, confusion. You operate a much higher frequency in the fast lane. In the slow lane, it's very mucky and emotional roller coastery. There's a lot of confusion and anxiety. So yeah, we want to stay in the fast lane for many reasons. So what I want to talk about today are the three questions that empowered healthy men don't ask in the beginning stages of dating, specifically the first 2 to 3 dates. Okay, they are a healthy man is not going to ask you why you're still single. He's just not. There's no great answer for that. And I'm going to tell you what to say in just a second. But he's not going to ask you why you're still single. He's not going to ask you about your past. He actually doesn't want to know about your past. And he's not going to ask you to pay 50-50. Those are the three main things healthy men don't do. So if you come across these questions while you're dating, does that mean that, like you don't ever go out on another date with that man? Not necessarily, but most likely, because it gives you a window into his level of emotional maturity and awareness. Does it mean he's toxic? No, but we're looking for men who are at a similar level of emotional maturity and awareness. So you can always, yes, men and women are different, but you can always turn towards yourself and it's like, how would I handle this situation? Am I going to ask a man why he's still single? No. um, and if a man does ask you that, the most obvious response is, well, because I haven't met the right man yet. Clearly, what other response is there? You could say, no, obviously I'm not willing to settle, but I think just having the response of, well, I obviously haven't met the right man yet is very empowered, very confident, and there's no drama around it. So if a man asks you about your past, then what you want to say is, I'd much rather talk about more exciting things like what we're excited about in the future or what we have on in our lives right now. What do you think? And you know what? He's going to love that. He's going to love that response because most of the time that question is going to lead to some kind of sadness or drama or um like turmoil, right? The past, nobody needs to be talking about the past. And so that to me is the number one red flag. If a man is asking about your past, he's either new to dating and clueless, or he just has a very low level awareness around healthy relationships. Okay. So that's your window into where he is at. Same with a man asking you to pay 50-50. If he is short on money, you can always do a coffee date. There's so many other things to do besides going out to dinner. Okay. And if a man asked me to pay 50-50 if I were dating again, I would, but then I would know that would be our last date. And there would be no explanation needed. Because what I don't want to do in the beginning is help a man try and understand where I'm at with things. I want a man to meet me where I'm at, and then we grow together. And if I were dating again, I know my expectations are pretty high. And for me to date a man and feel like I needed to teach him or help him see things a different way, I'm just not willing to do that. And I think we can expect more of men than we are. Um, and so you can always turn in toward yourself in a healthy way and ask yourself, like, would I do these things? No, guaranteed. If you asked a man to dinner, you would be expecting to pay, right? If you invite somebody somewhere, um, in that dynamic, you just assume you're paying. That's just how it is, unless you're friends. If you invite your friends somewhere, you don't expect to pay for them. So are you dating as friends? Right? Okay. So there's another important thing here. Right. So these are the three things emotionally healthy, empowered men don't ask. And where a woman often gets stuck is giving a man the benefit of the doubt. So I love men and I want, so I know I can come across like a little bit ruthless and, draw a hard line in the sand. But what I've seen women do is give too much benefit of the doubt up front, where it needs to be given on the back end. Once a woman has discerned that she's dating a healthy, empowered man, then give all the benefit of the doubt, right? So I have to remind myself to give my husband more benefit of the doubt because I know he's constantly thinking about how he can make my life easier. And I'm serious about that. So if I think he's not, right, then I have different actions and different responses to him. And if I can remember that, oh yeah, he really, like, I know he loves me so much. So I'm just going to give him a little break. But women do this over here before they've determined that they're with a healthy man. And this is how they end up with, in unhealthy, toxic, narcissistic type relationships, because they're so nice, so kind, so giving. And this is what they've known from their past. And so once a woman comes into my energy vortex, then I'm like, stop doing that. It's so beneficial to see a man for who he is right up front, then give the benefit of the doubt. Okay, so let me know what came up for you with this. And remember, just to recap real quick, right? So he's not going to ask you about your past. He's not going to ask you why you're still single. And he's not going to ask you to pay 50-50. So if any of these things happen, it's a red flag for you to be aware of and to know that your job is to see a man for who he is, not give too much benefit of the doubt until you know he's a healthy, empowered man.